Dear students, in this class we are going to see SAR of quinolones as urinary tract anti-infectives. For that we have to write the basic structure of that quinolones. That is 1,4-dihydroquinoline. First position there may be an alkyl substitution. Third position it is having acid. Fourth one oxo group. Sixth position it is having fluorine. Seventh one substituted piperazine, and eighth position there may be a substitution. So that is the general structure of that quinolones. So now we are taking the first ring. What is the first ring? Already we have known that is called 1,4-dihydropyridine. In that it is having oxo group in fourth position, acid in third position. So it is called 1,4-dihydro 4-oxopyridine 3-carboxylic acid. So this moiety is essential for the urinary tract anti-infective activity. So what is the moiety that is responsible? 1,4-dihydro 4-oxopyridine 3-carboxylic acid moiety. Now this pyridone ring, that is fused with an aromatic ring, that is a benzene ring. So it should be fused or it should be connected, it should be annulated with an aromatic ring. Now come to the first position. In that first position, we are introducing alkyl group, means that is associated with antibacterial activity. In that, the alkyl is a lower alkyl, means that is having greater potency. Now, instead of alkyl, we are putting aryl, means that is also having consistent activity. Examples are, if you are introducing ethyl or fluoroethyl or methyl amino, methoxy or cyclopropyl, means that is having optimal activity. Now come to the second position. If you are introducing the substituents in second position, means the activity would be reduced. Now come to the fourth position. So in that fourth position, this oxo group, that is important for activity. Now we are taking four positions, second, 5, 6, 8. So in that four positions we are having carbon. So if we are replacing the carbon by means of nitrogen, means that is having consistent retention of antibacterial activity. In sixth position we are having fluorine. So that is associated with enhanced antibacterial activity. Already we have seen this oxo group at fourth position is must for activity. Here this acid and oxo group both are must for activity. Why they are must for activity? Because these two groups are important to bind with the DNA gyrase. So already we have seen this in mechanism of action. So what is that? This quinolones will inhibit two enzymes. One is called topoisomerase 4, that is otherwise called DNA gyrase. Another one is topoisomerase 2. So this quinolones has to inhibit that enzyme. How it is inhibiting that? By binding with that, it is inhibiting that. So these two groups are going to bind with that enzyme for inhibiting that. So that's why these two are must for activity. In third position, we are having carboxylic acid. So that is replaced by means of sulfonic acid or acetic acid or hydroxaminic acid or sulfonamide or phosphoric acid, means activity would be reduced. We are having double bond between 2 and 3. So if you are reducing the double bond, what happens? The activity would be reduced. At fifth position, we are introducing chlorine and amino group. Chlorine or amino means activity would be increased. Not only the activity but also the absorption, tissue distribution would be increased. But which would be decreased? Phototoxicity would be decreased. Already we have seen fluorine in sixth position, that increases the activity. So instead of fluorine, we are introducing chlorine, means it results in an active compound. So in sixth position, we can introduce fluorine or chlorine. Now come to the seventh position. We are introducing piperazine or N-methyl piperazine or pyrrolidine. At this position, what happens? We are getting an active compound, and also the anti-pseudomonal activity would be increased. But what is the main disadvantage? It is having CNS side effects. So to overcome this, we can add methyl or ethyl to the piperazine ring. So with the piperazine ring, we are introducing methyl or ethyl group, means that CNS side effects should be overcome, or by adding a bulky substituent at N1. Now come to the eighth position. So if you are introducing halogen in eighth position, what happens? It is getting increased incidence of phototoxicity. Example for that is lomifloxacin, that is having fluorine in eighth position. If it is having amino group or methoxy group in 5th position or 8th position means the incidence of phototoxicity would be lowered. So if we want lowest incidence of phototoxicity means we have to introduce amino group or methoxy group to 5th or 8th. So 5th amino group or 8th methoxy group means the phototoxicity would be lowered. That is, the incidence of phototoxicity would be lowered. But we are introducing fluorine, halogen in 8th position means the incidence of phototoxicity would be increased. Example for this is flomifloxacin, but this is for sparfloxacin, that is having amino group in 5th position. That's all about the SAR of quinolones.